Hi guys, it's Jonathan Chown here with JChowngolf again at Crondon Park Golf Club in Essex. So what we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about why, on really the most common reason why I see a lot of people excessively swing out to in. So that will be your more fadey path, let's say even slicing the golf ball. Now, this is something that isn't talked about that much, let's say. Surprisingly, let's say if you just go for a lesson, a lot of people try and almost dance around this problem, where in my experience we've got to tackle this root cause of the problem, and it makes being able to swing on path so much easier. And what we're going to talk about golfers managing to get a full turn, and what that will do to your swing, and why a full turn is really good, and why we want it, and why it's easier for you to control your path. So before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe and hit that bell button to make sure you're notified on every time I put up an upload. So really, full turn is what we're going to talk about, and how it can help fix your slice. So I see golfers on a daily basis who struggle with, let's say, losing the ball out to the right or out to the left for a left-handed golfer. I'll see them get up to the top of their backswing without really turning their body. So if we see it from the front on view, we see them get up to the top and they're almost picking their arms up. They're staying very much flexed with their back leg. They're not turning their hips, they're not turning their body. Now what this does, of course, you'll get a lack of power for that because you're not coiling your body up. You're not going to gain club head speed. But also you can see when I'm trying to get a full backswing doing this with practically just using my arms to get up to the top of the backswing, there's a thing that happens. You can see how my hands are really close to my head. I can almost drop them down and it's going to be more on my neck. Now, this is more called a lack of depth. So if I got up to the top of my backswing and I drew a line straight down to the ground, it will probably be from my hands over my toes. Now, why is this going to cause you to really come across the ball a little bit and hit that slice shot? Because if I do this backswing with no turn, I could draw a line here, it's going straight down to my toes. If I turn in the downswing, what naturally happens is my hands go outwards. So we know this is a natural movement. Hands go outwards. You can see already it's looking like I'm going to swing over the top just naturally. Now, because we know at the top of the backswing, when we rotate our body, let's say I get up to the top of the backswing with my arms and I rotate my body, see how my arm goes outwards. So if we know that, we know when we get out to the top of the backswing, our hands and our arms go outwards naturally with rotation. We can't be at this area. That's a lack of depth. We can't be there. Otherwise, we would have to really manipulate that club. What generally quite a lot of people are doing in lessons, they're trying to get them to really manipulate that club, getting underneath, into out type of feel, drawing the golf ball, when we can do this in such an easier way, so much easier a way. So we know if we're not turning our body, we're going to pick those arms up, these hands are going to be really high, really over our neck, a lack of depth. It's going to make it hard for us to do anything other than swing out to win and slice the ball. So see here, if I'm just going to really try and turn my hips and turn my upper body, you're going to see where this club's going to get naturally. See how much more behind me my hands are now. And that's me. All I'm trying to do is turn my body. Because if I again just have my hands stretched out and I turn my body without doing anything with my hands go in. They naturally go more in. So if I can get myself turning my body more, getting more of a full turn, my hands are going to be behind me. So I'm going to know that if I turn in the downswing, I know my hands are going to be pushed outwards. So the club is going to naturally fall on plane a little bit better. Then I can get through that ball a bit more neutral with a less of a curve on it. So that's how we can get up to the top of the backswing. Just think of more turn, and then we can stop this lack of depth, and then we can stop that club coming too far out just from where we are at the top of the backswing. But we've got to be able to get a full turn to do that. We've got to really make sure we're getting our mid upper back pointing towards the target as much as we can. Same with our belt loops on the back of our trousers. If we can get them pointing as close to the target as possible, all the better, because the more we're turning our body, the more we're going to get these hands, the more depth to the top of our backswing we're going to get, and then the more room we're going to have to be able to drop that club down and make it fall on path. So what we're going to do, we're going to show you a little drill that you can do here to do this absolutely perfectly every single time. So guys, what we can see here, you can see how I've got my golf bag here, and I've got an alignment stick that's shooting out of my bag at a 45-degree angle. Now we know here we want to get more of a full turn in our backswing, because more of a full turn means our hands are getting more around us. We're going to have more room to turn then, and that club drop onto path better. Now this is just a general drill where it's like an avoidance drill. If we have good turn and paired with getting these arms more around us, we're never going to hit this stick in a million years. But if we do a swing with a lack of turn and we pick it up more with the arms, God, I'm going to hit that stick in a heartbeat. So this is a way where we can practice and we can get feedback, because we need to have feedback. This is how you can even hit some balls and without even filming your golf swing, but I would always say for you to do that, you can get instant feedback straight away by have you hit the stick, have you not. I'm going to really hit a couple, one ball here, and really just make sure I'm getting a nice full turn, and I'm going to be missing this stick with my left arm, my lead arm, and the shot, especially if you're a slicer of the golf ball, is going to be dramatically different pathwise. It's going to be dramatically different. So I'm going to make sure I get a nice full turn here. I'm going to make sure my upper back's pointing more down the target line. I'm getting more of a turn of my hit. I'm getting, let's say, my back belt buckle, my back loop there, really pointing down towards the target. So let me try this. There we go. I mean, for me, this is a horrible thing to practice because I get too much depth. But if you're a slicer of the golf ball, you've really, and you pick those arms up for like a turn, this is the best drill in the world for you to do. But we've got to make sure when we're doing this drill, we're not just dragging our arms around, we're making sure we're doing this via good turn, really good turn, because this is how as well, for a better path, with this type of drill, we could even pick up club head speed as well just by increasing turn. So let's cut to another point of view again for this one, so we can really see what it looks like. And it looks quite daunting, to be honest, over the ball, but it's the best one. So let's see that view. So guys, what we can see here, we can see I've set up my little lead arm depth turn, getting a full turn station here. So instant feedback I'll get here. So you can see how I've got my ball, and my ball is pretty much, let's say, a little bit outside this bag. And I'd say my alignment stick jotting out the bag is, let's say, probably about a grip's worth of distance outside my trail shoulders for me, my right shoulder. Now you can see if I make a move here where I'm going to up with my arms without a lack of turn, with no turn there, I'm going to hit this stick. So I'm really going to have to try and turn my body, turn my upper body, turn my lower body to make sure I get those hands going more around me, so then I can keep myself underneath this stick. This is all about for that arm there, for getting these arms more round for a good body turn. So nice 45-degree angle outside of in that bag there, and all we're going to do is make sure we're swinging full turn here, getting underneath this stick and hitting a nice clippy shot down there. There we go. And really, if you manage to do this quite nicely, it's going to feel quite daunting at the start, but you're really going to be able to neutralize that path quite a bit. So big full turn, really getting that full nice turn there, because that's going to make it so much easier to get those hands around it and never be able to hit this stick. So guys, again, to summarize, what we need to do to really fix this lack of turn and then subsequently a lack of depth at the top of the backswing is, one, we need to obviously turn our body, nice full turn. That'll get our hands more around our body, which will make it easier for us to control path coming down, be less out to win. And also will be brilliant is a feedback drill like this, where we're going to see straight away whether we've done the move or not, but whether we've hit this stick with our lead arm in the backswing. So we really want to set up this nice little station. We always need feedback when we're practicing, otherwise our practice is almost useless. It's subjective. We need to be able to get something like this set up, because you can see there, nice full turn. I'm going to be more around my body. If I don't, let's see if I crash it down, I'm going to knock this, and I'm going to knock the stick out as well. So if you like that video, guys, please like the video, please subscribe and press that bell notification to be notified every time I put up a video. So this is how we can see if we really make sure we're in a better place at the top of the backswing, we can make that work for us in a lot of beneficial ways. So get that full turn, get those hands more around you, and let's get rid of that excessive slice path for good.